So, my normal setup here that I usually use is this 12 to 60 lens from Panasonic. Now, if I want a little bit of a blurry background and I want it to be a little zoomed in and not so like wide, I might switch to this. Now, this is a totally different setup. Obviously, the image is more compressed and the background is a bit more blurry. I'm still a little close to it, so it's not going to be that full, real big bokeh effect, but you know, this kind of gives you an idea. I'm in a really small space, so before I was like arm's length away from the camera, and like now I'm reaching my hand out and I'm still not even like close to the camera. It's probably another, I don't know, 3 feet away from my fingertips. So I'm like maybe 4 feet, 5 feet away from this camera. So that kind of gives you the idea. Like, I'm pretty much halfway across the room, and I'm in an 8x8 room. So yeah, I'm about 4.5 feet away from this camera, because the camera is butted up right against the wall. So that kind of gives you an idea of what this 25mm 1.7 looks like. Obviously, I'm really compressed right now. So one of the things I was looking at when I was looking to purchase this lens is, yeah, I wanted that awesome 1.7, but I didn't know how far back I'd have to be, and I had a really hard time finding a review on what it would look like in a smaller studio kind of like this. So that's really why I wanted to do this video, is to kind of demonstrate to you the effects of this 25mm 1.7 versus the kit lens that I typically shoot in at 12mm, and that is actually at an aperture of 3.5. So obviously this one, like I said, the background is a little bit more blurred out, but I'm also, you know, really close to it, or closer to it, so it's not as blurred out. You can kind of tell by looking at like the guitar in the background, and the lit up sign is a little bit, you know, blurry, and I kind of like the bokeh a lot better around that like LED light bulb. That actually is more, you can tell there's actually a light. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with the other lens on that there's even a light on when I'm shooting that. So that's really cool. The downside to this is it's not as easy for me to just set up. I usually just put my camera down on my tripod with the mic on the hot shoe, and I just turn it on and go. All the lights are pushed against the wall, the camera's pushed against the wall. With this setup, I had to pull my key light a little bit closer, and then I took the mic off the shoe mount and put it on to a boom, which is like right here, just out of the frame. I put it in as close as I could to me without getting into the camera shot. So it is like where my palm would be, so it's pretty close. When I set my microphones up, I try to get them as close as I can where it would be natural. So right now it is roughly natural. It's a little bit higher to get it out of the shot, but I want the microphones, like, I wouldn't want to be like right on the mic like this, because it would feel unnatural to me, like talking to the camera. So I put the microphone, try to put it, you know, as close as I would if somebody was standing right here next to me talking to me. And that's kind of how I position the mics. So the background is just, you know, it's a little bit blurry. You can tell this is on 1.7, so as low as it goes, plenty of light. My key light is as low as it goes, and on the 3.5, I don't turn the key light up that much. I usually just a hair up. I still don't like my key light working really hard. I mean, this thing is bright. Like, this Falcon Eyes RX18, it's bright, and it's a great light. But so this is the kind of setup, and I typically don't, like I said, I don't use this because then it's hard for me to set up. I gotta set up a boom, and I'm like, I gotta pull my key light closer, so it's kind of in the middle of the room. So my wife really likes this place clean as much as it possibly can, so having everything pushed against the wall is just an easier, better setup for me, where I can just leave everything there all times, just come in with my camera, put it on the quick release plate, and start going. I thought I would use this lens more than I have been, but it's, like I said, it's kind of a hassle to get set up, because 25mm is like a 50mm equivalent for full frame on this Panasonic, so I gotta leave it really far away. It is what it is. I think it's an interesting shot. It'd be kind of cool for, you know, maybe a B cam shot or something like that, but I don't know, I just prefer the wider look. I just wish I can get a lower aperture to get my background a little bit more blurry, but you gotta give and take in some areas, and I'm just saying, I'm trying to get into a Sony system, and I'm just waiting on a number of things to sell, and when they do, you're definitely gonna see a difference in these videos. But so I really want to do a lot of reviews on these lenses as much as I possibly can while I still have them. But this is the Panasonic 25mm 1.7. Once again, this is what it looks like inside a studio setting on YouTube, which is probably the hardest thing I could find for this lens. I still like it. Like I said, if I had a little bit bigger space, I probably would use this regularly. But hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and, you know, all the fun stuff. And I will see you in the future.